Hi, this is Steve Duplessis with Electronics for Imaging. I'm the Sales Development Manager in Texas, and this will be my final demo using my virtual Fiery and CloudShare to demonstrate Jobflow, one of our pre-plus automation tools. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to launch my virtual machine. And it's going to bring me into my virtual Fiery. I'm going to go full screen again so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm going to shrink down my Fiery Command workstation. Here's where the jobs are going to end up at the end of the workflow, but I'm just going to shrink that down, and I'm going to launch Fiery Jobflow with the shortcut that's sitting on my desktop. And you'll see it brings me into the login screen. The login is admin with a capital A as the username, and Fiery.1 with a capital F. So I'm going to hit sign in, and it'll bring me right into the interface. One thing I'll point out to you is at the top here, this blue bar, if you hit this click here, it will take you to EFI.com into the Fiery Jobflow area, into the library of different workflows that we have placed out there that are commonly used that you can build off of. So nice area to go to. Let's go back to the Fiery Jobflow interface. And there's the jobs area where you're going to see jobs being processed. We'll show that in a little bit. And there's the workflows area. It comes standard with 4 workflows already preloaded. As long as you have an imposition tool like Fiery Impose or GAPPE, these options will work. But for the purpose of today's demonstration, I'm going to import a workflow. And so I'm going to hit this import button, and it's going to bring me into my samples folder where my Jobflow workflows are. And this workflow is called Jobflow Route File Name. I like this one for the purpose of a demo because, one, it'll give you an explanation of it. But this workflow contains 6 workflows. It contains a main workflow and then some branch workflows, 5 branch workflows. I have loaded this before, so it's going to, kind of give me these errors. When you load it the first time, you won't see this, but it's just making sure that I want the same things already there. So when it's importing, it's going to import a main workflow, and there's going to be 5 other workflows. And the main workflow is going to test the file name for a word. If it has business card, it's going to take that file and move it into a business card workflow. If it has notepad, it's going to move it into a notepad workflow. If it has booklet, it's going to work it into a booklet workflow. All right, so they're successfully loaded. I'm going to hit OK. One thing that I have noticed in my CloudShare environment is that the browser doesn't update on its own, so I have to hit update, and then I'll see all those workflows that have come through. So here's my main workflow. If I click on it, it'll tell me what it's doing, which it's converting to a PDF. It's testing, it's setting the PDF title to a file name, and then it's using that file name to push it into the proper workflow. So it's doing a pre-flight and it's pushing it. If I go back to these workflows, you'll see that I have a business card workflow. So if it contains the word business card, it pulls it into this workflow, converts it. My finishing department wants everything portrait. So it's taking that business card, it's going to lay it out portrait, it's going to generate a bleed if it doesn't have it, and it's going to impose it to the specific stock that's necessary for the cutting department to produce the finished product. The final thing it's going to do is it's going to deposit that in the Fiery for printing. Okay, so let's go back to that workflow area. I'm going to shrink this down, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to take some sample files and run it through this workflow. So I'll go back to my how-tos and my job flow. Here are my sample files, and I'm going to pick a booklet file. I'm going to pick a landscape card, a portrait business card, and a notepad. And I'm going to drag them and drop them into the main workflow. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to upload those files. So you're going to see it says it's successfully uploaded 4. If I come over to the job area, well, let's see here. It's going to take a second longer. Okay, there they are. They're uploaded. If I come over to the job area, you're going to see those 4 jobs in progress. So what I like is I can actually click on the job and it can show me where it is in the progress. So it's already tested the file name. It's already going to move that job into a business card workflow. If I hit refresh, it might already be finished with that first one. Not quite yet. But each one of these is going through the workflow, and when they're completed, you're going to see them go through that completed workflow, and it's going to deposit it on my Fiery. So I'm going to hit refresh one more time. So I can see 3 of them already completed. So if I go over to the Fiery, you can see that all 4 of them are done now. Sometimes the refresh doesn't work as fast as I like, but you can see that all 4 of them are already here. The business card, the landscape, was laid out as portrait. The portrait business card is portrait. The notepad went through a notepad workflow, and the booklet went through a booklet workflow. In fact, one of the things that I noticed is you can see that the jobs are, here's the jobs completed, so they sit over here. But if I go into this workflow for a booklet, what they didn't do is add a preset, which I like. You can edit any one of these options, but I would have added a preset for that booklet, and I would have put, let's say, a large booklet because it's a 11 by 17 booklet, and hit save. And that preset might contain saddle stitch fold with a booklet in position, and it would have came out already ready to print. I'm going to shrink this down and show you again the jobs over here. But that's it. I have done a demonstration on Jobflow where I've automated 3 different applications through a main workflow. Pretty impressive, if I should say so myself. So if you have a customer that has a process that is repetitive, you should talk to them about Jobflow and engage me, and we can do a demonstration for them as to exactly how we can automate it. So that's it for today. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.